Hey, so I believe Tony Hawk doesn't need any introduction at this point. I believe everyone here is on the same page on what it is and how it ended. Before getting a new beginning just to be done with again. Thanks, Activision. I played every game a lot during my lifetime, and I mean every game, including Proving Grounds on the PS2. People talk a lot about how Activision milked this franchise as much as they could, and I completely agree. I didn't even know Pro Skater 3 was a PS2 game. I played the PS1 version my whole life, and I only learned it was a PS2 game about a year ago. And still, during this year I played the PS2 version a lot. But there is a game that I played for 5 minutes when I was younger and never came back to it. It's 4. It's THPS 4 on the PS1. My idea for this video was, haha, I reviewed this game but it's on the PS1 guys, funny. But holy crap, it's impossible to play this game on the PS1. I'll compare the two games a little bit, but I barely got through the first level. I think I actually booted this game in my friend's PS2, but I don't know anything about it besides it not having a timer, and instead having to talk to people to start the missions. So this will be my first real experience with it, which is very exciting as a big fan of the series. It's like a new game, but it's old. Anyway, into the game. I first launched the PS1 version of the game and got hit with TNT and skate clips, which never disappointed these games. But then I was flabbergasted by how lazy this menu looks. 2 had a cool wheel where you can spin around, and 3 was in a skate shop. This one is just a background with text and your character showing up when you go to career. I know this basically happened with THPS 3, but the game is just a skin for the third game. The PS2 version, on the other hand, has actual music and skaters in the background, which is very welcome after the first. Both games have created skater, but it's way more fleshed out in the PS2, with the PS1 just being the same as THPS 3. Your first level is in college, and when you first get into the game, the camera guide explains how this works now. Hold on. The first mission is as simple as it gets. It's a good idea for players who never played the game before. You just have to find other people before the officer gets to them. Easy stuff, and easy is a key word for most of this game. Notice how I said most and not all of it. Graphics look fine. I believe it's pretty accurate for 2002. Nothing really makes you go whoa, and nothing really makes you laugh at for being bad. The animations though have that Tony Hawk look to it that no other game fixed. Like the way they talk in older GTA games. Okay, let's see how the PS1's doing. Yeah. If you play Tony Hawk and you know the feeling of the game, this isn't different. Simply peak gameplay. It feels fun, and while Pro Skater 3 added reverts to the game, 4 added spine transfers, now giving you basically the prime Tony Hawk gameplay. Only thing that's missing in my opinion is bank drops, which were introduced later in American Wasteland. I do have a problem with this game though, and it's the level design. A lot of levels in Tony Hawk have a history of fitting the gameplay perfectly. I mean, look how easy it is to just skate around in THPS 3. Now, this is what happens in most levels in THPS 4. A big part of gameplay in these games is just improvising to make the biggest combo you can, but the design in most of the levels in this game seems to be refusing to help you. And while College and Alcatraz are really great, the rest just doesn't stand up to the task. But let's see again how the PS1 is doing. Yeah. Not sure what they did here, but the gameplay hasn't been this clunky since the first game, and I still like that one. Rails now slow you down whenever there is a connection between them, and the frame rate is abysmal. It seems like the levels are way too big for the system, or the engine, or both. You can tell that they tried, but it wasn't enough to save this one. Now, please don't hate me for this, but I'm not the biggest fan of the soundtrack in this one. Wait, hold on, let me explain. I grew up with 2 and 3, and I still play them to this day. They are the reason I like the music that I do, and I cannot express enough what these games mean to me. And while there's songs that I love in this game, like Spokesman and All My Friends Are Metalheads, it seems a little bit off to hear TNT and Shimmy in it, even though I also love AC/DC and System of a Down. The music in these games are always great, it's impossible to deny that, but this one is my least favorite from the Pro Skater era. Besides the music, the sound effects are as memorable as ever. It just never disappoints. As always, there's extras in this game, cheat codes, unlockable characters, videos, it's great. And this one has one of my favorite cheats already, Disco Mode. It makes everything keep changing color and gets more colorful when you make big combos. It just looks really cool and I wish it came back to other games. You get Eddie from Iron Maiden and Jungle Fett as notable unlockable characters. Sadly, there's no Spider-Man, Doomguy or Shrek, but it's still cool. Oh, and of course, you'll get the Bales video. If you never played this game before, I recommend that you do, just so you can check that out. I remember watching those all the time with my friends when I was a kid. And oh, the things that you had to do before the internet was popular. Good times. You'll also get a level from Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX as an extra in this game, but it really doesn't connect very well with this game for obvious reasons. It was made for another game, but it's a cool addition to it. In the end, I love this game. I'd rank it an A in my Tony Hawk tier list if I had one. It was a really cool experience playing it for the first time, and even better that it's actually a really good game. I barely ever hear about this game, so I didn't really care about it. People always talk about 2 and 3, obviously for a reason. 3 is still my favorite of all time, but 4 deserves some love too. But remember to play the PS2 version, not the PS1. Anyway, I hope you liked this one. If you did, leave a like, and if you have any other ideas for a game I should cover, let me know in the comments. You can also use it to say how much I suck for not liking the soundtrack as much. Stay safe, see you in the next one.